Hello and welcome back to The Pin Man. I'm Mike West, and today our special guest, and this really is kind of a special guest for us today, I'll explain in a minute, is the Lamy All-Star Pacific Blue. The Lamy All-Star has been around for a little while, but the Pacific Blue is a special edition that was introduced in 2017. And what's special about this special edition Lamy All-Star did not come from the factory. No, it came from my son's backpack, school backpack. Yes, I bought this for my son a few years back when he was in high school. I believe maybe a sophomore in high school, and so he carried this off and on in his backpack. So I have some nice wear to be able to show you that normally we don't get a chance to see during pin reviews, because if I'm like most pin reviewers, most of the pins that we show you are pretty new to us, and so they don't have a lot of wear and tear. But this is one of those pins that has a little bit, so I'll be able to show you what you can expect. Okay, so we're going to move on now to, I'll show you a variety of colors of the All-Star, as well as a tour of the pin and some size comparisons and a writing sample. Don't forget to, and we'll see you on the other side. And now for a tour of the Lamy All-Star Pacific Blue. I really like this blue color. I have not been able to find them available on any retail websites. You can find them on eBay and places like that, little auctioning, maybe Fountain Pen, Buy and Sell, the Facebook page. Other areas like this where people are, some of the other networks of pin people, trading and so forth. But anyway, I really like the color of this pin. And as I said earlier, I bought it for my son. So he took it to school. So I have some things to show you that you could expect from a pen that gets well used. So you have the, has a snap cap, and it's a comfortable snapping mechanism there. You have an ink window on both sides there, very convenient. You have on the body there, you have the Lamy, and it's not printed, it's etched in there. And then there's your clip. Now the clip here again, and as I roll it around, you can see some of the wear that he got. Now again, he's just carrying this in a backpack and maybe strapping it, hooking it to a strap somewhere in his backpack. So it's getting a little bit. You can see some scratches along there. There's another area of wear. Also, there's a little dent right in there. I'm not sure what happened there. But one of the things I noticed about the Lamy clips is the way they sit. Now, if you'll notice, it sits below the edge of the barrel there. In other words, most clips will kind of rest on the barrel, whereas these rest on the different sides. So you have the barrel curving up inside the clip. Okay, so why does that make any kind of difference? Because when you clip it, as you can see here, you're going to get some space. And so over time, that's going to wear. And so right now this clip is pretty loose. Now, is it still usable? Depending, in a shirt pocket, it probably won't hold very well. But if he had just been wearing it in his shirt pocket, I don't think it would have gotten like this. But you know, if you got it put on your backpack strap of some sort, or your pants pocket, I think it'll hold fine. Okay, how about the finials? Here's the body finial. And as we kind of turn around there, you can see some writing that says Germany. Nothing too fancy about, and a little hole there. Turn around to the cap, and you have the Lamy. You have the Lamy cross there. Again, nothing fancy about it. It is what it is. Like all Lamy pens, the cartridge and converter are proprietary. And now here, as I mentioned when I did my review on the Safari, I'm not real crazy about these. I don't know what you call them. It kind of looks like a castle, top of castle walls, and so forth. To me, it just looks like it would be when the converter or cartridge is out, that it might risk some of those things being broken. But be that as it may, it is fine. I've never heard of anything. Now these click in right here. See if I can get a little closer there. You can see in that one slot, there's a little button there. That's part of the converter, and the cartridges have a similar little button, and that clicks in right there, which is kind of nice because, you know, sometimes converters and cartridges can work themselves loose. That's why on some pens, even the international cartridges, the shorts, they put an extra one in there. So not only do you have a backup, but it keeps the other one from falling out. So there's your converter, and you have to buy these separately. The converters, yeah. And of course you can't, you're not going to be able to eyedropper fill this pen because number one, some people are panicking about it being metal. I don't think it'd be a big deal, but those little windows there, they're just open, so you can't do that. Okay, you have a translucent grip there. It's kind of a smoke, I guess you might call it a smoke, dark smoke color there. There are two facets on this grip, right here and right here, which helps, even experienced pen users, fountain pen users, can appreciate the facets. And then on the bottom part here is just round, so it's not some pens that do the facets on the grip will do 3 facets and one underneath. Now, I don't know, it may just be me, but I noticed when I was using my Safari that has a very similar setup there, that it was, I oftentimes would grab it kind of like this. I mean, just right off without looking, then I'd have to readjust, but that may not be a big deal. The facets don't bother me, but they don't necessarily thrill me either. The nib is your typical Lamy nib. And there's your feed. Lamy makes nice nibs. They're not fancy at all, but they do the job. And they're their own style. Some Chinese pens have tried to copy those and so forth. And even some of the under $5 type pens. They'll have nibs kind of similar to this, just basic, so forth. But anyway, there you go. That's your Lamy nib. Again, these do post, and I would say they post securely. That's how it will look in your hand, sticking way up there. And pull that off, and that's what it likes. It's plenty big enough to use unposted. So, alrighty, there's our tour of the Lamy All-Star Pacific. And now for some size comparisons. I'm gonna line those up a little better. All right, you have the Lamy All-Star Pacific Blue. You have a TWSBI Eco. You have a Pilot Custom 823. And you have a Pilot Metropolitan. Here they are unposted and posted. All right, now it is time for a writing sample of the Lamy All-Star Pacific Blue. This is a pack blue. And we're using a medium nib today. I have in here Diamine, turquoise, okay, how about ink flow? Very nice, as you can see. And I'm using Rhodia paper. Okay, when I did that, that little dot there, and we have some smear over there. So, but it writes really, really smooth. No hard starts. No skipping. Line variation. Get a little bit. It's not a flex nib. So. Writing increases brain power. There's a little bit of feedback, but not much. Some people describe that as like a pencil. And, if I don't press down too hard, that's hard to go from ballpoint to fountain pens. And I've been using fountain pens for, I don't know, 5 years or so now. And it's just hard to remind myself, look, Mike, you don't have to push down so hard, ease back. See, it's just so comfortable. I don't know. Okay, so it's hardly any feedback. Just, you know you're touching paper, but that's about it. Reverse writing. Ooh. A lot of feedback there. As is typical. Okay, does reverse writing well. Give you a fine to extra fine line there. All right, I like this Lamy Safari All-Star Pacific Blue, so you can get the same experience in all the All-Stars. Again, the aluminum material that this is made of is lightweight enough, but you can feel that you're holding it in your hand. So how do I feel about this pen? This pen, I am happy about this pen. And so there you have it. Writing sample of the Lamy All-Star Pacific Blue. Hey, I want to thank you for taking time in your busy day to tune in to the Penman and to check out this review. And I encourage you to leave comments below that might not only help me to do a better job in reviewing pens and pen related projects, but especially to help other viewers to know more about these products, because maybe you have bought the pen based on my review or some others' reviews, and you have your own 2 cents to throw in there. Hey, we're all just trying to help each other out. So, thanks again, and again, be sure to and check out a couple of these other videos that might be of interest to you. I hope so. All right, thank you and have a great day.